This is a Boardwalk Audio podcast.
The Meat Improv!
Hello and welcome to The Meat Improv with me, Josh Simpson.
And me, Jake Jabor.
The Meat is, of course, the storytelling and improv comedy podcast where we bring on comedian guests to tell true meaty stories from their lives. And then what, Jake?
And then we do improv comedy in the UCB style.
I'm so sick of saying that. We do improv, long-form comedy.
Improvisation.
That is correct. Today...
We're not doing short form?
No, we can. We can do party quirks based on the stories.
Some of our scenes are party quirks.
That's the best fucking game.
I'm going to be doing clap edits the whole time.
I actually brought a little bell. Just going to ding.
In case we swear or get points or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be in the brown bag immediately. Well, you've heard their voices, but let's introduce them. Two first-timer guests from UCB, Izzy Roland.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. And from the UCB Mess Hall team, Bordeaux, Mike Christian.
Yes.
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 Made it.
You made it.
You made it to the meat.
You made it on the meat. So, Izzy, you said that you had a pretty eventful morning.
Good Lord. I just... my cat vomited all over my laptop. There you have it.
Yeah.
I spent so much time cleaning.
Does she puke a lot, or is she sick?
She's
right now?
not well. I mean, she's a ghost. She's dead. She's she's just bones. It's very sad. But yeah, she keeps holding on, and then she keeps delivering like so many different fluids every day.
How old?
18.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
pretty old. How old is Lemon?
She'll be 10 in August,
A
I think.
sprightly young
Yeah.
thing.
I feel like I know a lot of people who's like, well, my cat lived till 22 and stuff like
I know.
that.
That's what I'm scared of.
Really?
I really don't want that. I don't want for any more years of this.
Yeah.
I don't want any more years of this.
Well, just to play devil's advocate, my cat died at 7, so I was pretty sad about it. Would have liked
Of
another
natural
10 years.
causes.
I guess. She got like bowel, cats apparently all get like intestinal issues as they age, and
My vet told me that my cat's kidneys are compromised.
by Russian agents.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Or like a Vulcan who's like emotionally compromised.
Oh.
Yeah, cats go, 8 to 22. At what point? So you think if you're...
That's how they age.
Yeah. I know how dog years times 7, cat years...
8,
8.
then 2.
22. Yeah.
Well, actually, it is true that the time 7 years doesn't count. It's like the first 3 years are like 7 years, and then in the middle, it's like fewer years are passing, and then
What is the
it's like a
point
bell
of
curve.
that?
This is just what they observed.
To gauge your disappointment
Yeah.
when it
To
finally
try
goes.
and make a pet like more human so you're like, what?
I think it's just well, my first time grappling with it, I was just a little kid being like, but my dog is 8. And they're like, oh, he's like 56. To give me a better idea as a kid.
And
That
that's
like,
why-
Stop trying to ride him.
yeah. I actually did.
That's why he had a heart attack, Josh.
It was a schnauzer. I think it would have had worse than a heart attack.
I live with everybody's good friend Matt Apodaca, and
know that.
he-
Arguable.
Yeah, don't you dare!
No, I
Literally, don't you dare! And he has 2 cats as well. We have 4 cats.
Are you kidding?
No. In
And
like
one is just bones.
one's bones, and his cats are the other's complete. I thought I had big cats, and I really don't. They're not getting along. We just introduced them to each other, and I think that one of my cats like looks at one of Matt's cats and it like is so off put because he's like, I'm gonna be devoured. I'm gonna be eaten. And they look exactly like my cats. Like Sawyer and Hurley are both like very similar looking to Beauty and Mr. Boy.
I thought you were going to say Beast.
Sawyer and Hurley. Is that yours? Or
no,
his?
those are Matt's.
So that's lost characters?
Yes. And we often say, like, if Hurley stepped on Beauty, which is my dead cat, that she would be dead.
Hurley's a big boy.
He's a big boy. I picked him up the other day and straight up went, oh!
Is he a fat cat
He's
or a big?
thick. Very thick, dense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have a Maine Coon as well. It's Mr. Boy. And he's very fluffy. So I
Yeah.
always thought that he was a fat.
I did meet him, I think.
You did meet Mr. Boy.
Yeah.
There we go.
This podcast has finally done what I've wanted it to do.
Cat talk.
Cat talk.
Well, you brought me on, so I'm down for this too.
I am not. Deathly allergic. I feel like if I stepped into the
that'll
Roland
stop.
Apodaca resident. What's
That'll stop. I'm
Yeah.
allergic to cats too. It goes away.
that? Really?
Yeah.
Hasn't yet.
Speaking of old pets, I was walking past.
Everyone's favorite topic. The mortality of our unconditionally loving best
Geriatric
friends.
best friends.
So I'm walking over to UCB the other night, and there's a guy walking his. It looks like an older dog, and these like a family with like two little kids runs up, and the kids run up to the dog, and they start like hitting the dog.
Whoa.
Like, trying to be like playing with it, but are essentially just punching the dog. And the dad's like of the kids like, whoa, stop, be gentle. And then like he turns to the owner, he's like, how old is your dog? And he goes, he's 18. And I was like, oh God, this poor old dog just sadly standing there. It wasn't moving. It was just resigned to the fate of getting hit by these kids.
It wanted it to stop, but couldn't move.
Oof.
Hey.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, it made me laugh. I don't know.
What about it?
Just that I wasn't expecting it to be the dog was so frail after getting already hit a few times.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I get what you're saying.
That's so fucking funny.
This is I was walking on the 4th of July. I was walking to the beach, not from here, but
Walked into the ocean.
I walked into the ocean. There was a woman had a big like golden retriever, and she was like trying to get it to move, and it was just like lying down, and she was like, come on, and it was just like lying there. And then another stranger came up and was like, hey, what's going on with your dog? And she's like, he's very hot and doesn't want to move. And
Oh no.
and that's all I heard of the conversation, because I don't get involved with things like that. But it did have me go like, should I have been like, hey, because I passed her first and didn't think anything of it. And then he passed her and was like, what's up with your dog? But I was like, she wasn't like help or panicked. And she wasn't being like, she was like trying to get him to move, but it was far from anything I would call abusive. But I was like, why did he feel the need to interject?
He's
in
bad.
this?
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless someone's like being physically abusive to their dog or something,
Yeah.
I think stay out of it.
That's what I think.
People know their pets more than you do, specifically dogs. Like
Yeah.
people come up to me all the time with my little guy, and he's very friendly to people, but they like so many idiots around my house let their dogs run off leash. And like these big dogs come running up to my dog, and I'm like, he's not going to like this. He's not going to like it. He's like, oh, he's friendly. And then sure enough, Dre barks, and they look at me like I'm the idiot. And I'm like,
They're saying your dog is friendly? They're walking up to you like,
No.
he's friendly.
they're saying their big dog is
gotcha.
friendly. And I'm like, well, maybe not once he gets snapped at. Like, I really can't do anything. He's like afraid of big. I probably could take him to like training or something. But he like lived in a shelter for a long time, and then had a whole like 2 years before that where he like, who knows what his life was like. So like, I don't know why he doesn't like big dogs or two regular sized dogs. But like one little dog, we're off to the races. He can handle
What
that.
about like 4 small dogs?
Not good. 1.5 small dogs. wouldn't
What
be
if
good.
your dog was with another dog that he likes?
He doesn't
that's
like
the
anyone.
same size.
He doesn't like anybody.
So he can't have anybody on his team.
No, just me.
Just you.
I think that's where our problem the core of the problem is he wants he doesn't want his guy stepping out on him, petting another dog. He's a jealous lover.
But not of dogs that look like him.
Or that are his size or smaller. He's just not threatened. But he'll immediately
He's
be
like,
threatened.
My man loves big dogs.
Yeah, basically.
I'm not threatened by small dogs.
He also gets barked at all the time through the fence. I remember one of the first times I was walking him, we went by this fence and like there was a big dog barking on the other side. And Dre was like, "Oh boy!" And he like picked up his pace, and I tripped on the sidewalk, and like kind of like not like fully falling, but I stumbled.
It's okay if you
and
fell.
I didn't fall. And Dre looked back at me like, "You fucking idiot!" And then he went, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," and then bolted even faster. Like he looks at me like I think a liability. like he doesn't trust that I can handle my own in the mean streets of Dogland or whatever.
Yeah, well, look at you. You went for a small dog.
Yeah, he's a smart guy though.
He's a smart guy.
He's super
very
smart. He's probably the smartest dog I've ever met.
Was there a show about him?
No.
Smart guy?
But I did have him on a movie set recently. And when I say movie, I mean my friend's short film. I got paid nothing for. And it was like he had to do like it was the first time testing his tricks in front of like
What
a crowd of people.
tricks?
The main one that I used there was stop and go. So he can like come, which apparently is the most essential trick for a show or a movie dog, is that they need to be able to hit a mark. So if you can get him to like come around a corner and stop, which is what he had to do, you're like golden. And I had to do that. I had to get him to get a ball and drop it like at a certain spot. And then there was one other thing. He had to lay down and pretend to sleep, which was the hardest one for him. Turns out a dog doesn't know how to pretend to sleep. You just have to wait till it gets bored. But
You're a stage dad now. You're a dog's dad.
I was in that one instance, and one of the guys who's running camera was like, I did 4 PetSmart commercials. This is the best dog I've seen at this.
Hey.
And I was like, And part of me is like, I could make money. And other part of me is like, I should just use it for my own thing. I don't want to abuse, like send poor Dre to work because I can't book a fucking Burger King commercial. Dre has a better chance than I do.
You just give your dog your headshot and be like, drop some of these off
Yeah.
around town.
He's definitely the star of any show that we walk in together.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, I'm here at the party too.
I always end up at commercials where like I'm not even. There are a bunch of babies at the commercial, or just like not
you're reading
even
for the babies part.
No. Fuck. Are you kidding? I'm an adult woman.
I know.
Come on. But they won't even be going out for the same commercial as me. It's just like we're all in the same room, and yet I find myself feeling very competitive against these babies. Just like that little fucker's gonna book it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not gonna book this. I could just tell. Look at their perfect faces.
I was at a casting call with twins recently. And
They're always there.
I was shocked by like twin babies. I was shocked by how many there were, and they just kept coming in and out. I was like, I can't imagine if my first instinct upon having twins was like, yes.
I feel like if you're trying to, like babies, I could make 2 babies twins. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't look that different to me.
Well, they were like a little older.
Okay.
You could tell. You could tell.
You put them both in sailor costumes and you got twins.
I got twins. Look, all right. They're both about
Slap
the
a
same size.
toupee on there. They got the same hair.
Well, when my older sister was a baby, she was actually a commercial model, but she played a boy.
Hot.
Yeah, she was.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is gender bending progressive stuff.
But it goes back to what I'm saying. All babies are just like, it's a baby. You know what I mean?
You're spouting Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir right now, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm a big feminist. Yeah, I've read.
Cool.
I've read Betty Friedan. I've read Simone de Beauvoir.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
You're wearing a cock of the talk bar and girl shirt.
Yeah.
I just noticed the word cock on your shirt.
But so am I.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
So check yourself. Jen.
yeah.
Yeah. The Meat Improv brought to you by Cock of the Talk, Cock of the Walk,
Cock of
Bar and
the
Grill, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
I'm glad that got on the radio.
Improv!
I spoke with my dog. He'd be happy to do your commercial.
Okay.
He does have a slight request.
Your dog has a request?
Yeah. Just wondering if they could write in a little part for old Jake.
Well, we already cast the dog owner in the commercial.
I don't have to be the dog owner. Just a small role.
Okay, he's coming at my leg here.
He knows what he wants.
I mean, he booked it. I'll say that.
Great.
He's an adorable little guy, and he booked it.
Great.
I don't know why he's turning his aggression towards me, but you must understand how the casting process works. We don't just give parts to the owners. You're going to probably be essential and...
You've seen Entourage, right?
I'm familiar with it.
Okay, well, he's Vinny Chase,
Yeah.
and I would be drama. Find a role for drama.
But drama's kind of notably a loser, right?
Well, that's where the analogy falls apart.
I don't know if it does exactly.
Just throw me in the dog commercial. It's a dog and his owner on a cruise, and the dog prefers the fish-based food to the actual fish. Just have me playing shuffleboard in the background. I don't see what the big deal is.
It's not written into the script. I thought you were more of E if we were going into Entourage analogies. E, off screen, handles the deals. Like, you're signing the contract for this dog that I assume you own.
Look. Okay, you're right. It's not the dog asking. I'm asking. Okay? We live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and he's paying most of the rent. I'm humiliated. The dog, do you know what that's like?
No.
I'm the second fiddle to this dog.
We cut to the dog's agent's office. Oh boy, I gotta tell you, Morty, my human
Tell me about it.
is riding me, riding my coattails of success, and
Well, you're hot right now, okay? You got heat.
Stop it.
You got heat. We need to cash in now. We need to go big. You need to cut this guy out of your life.
You know what you're like? You're just like Jeremy Piven in Entourage.
What? We pan out and we see it's just a dog sitting on an office chair and a guy talking to to silence. But we pan back into this.
Yeah. All right, listen. Okay, I just got a new script across my desk. I think this is the part.
You know Jake's gonna try and get it on this, right?
Well, listen. I want you as Aquaman. I don't care what he says. No, listen. Listen, my wife and I are not doing well. I need this. I need you. Read this, please.
Did you tell her you can understand me yet?
That's how this started.
A relationship?
Huh?
You're trailing off, buddy.
That's how.
Hey, Scraps. I found a new limited release shoe in downtown LA. They're only giving it away to the top 5 dogs that get there. You think maybe you could pull some strings and get old turdies? Get turdies in the front of the line?
Oh.
You think you could? You think?
Yeah, sure.
I got big news for you, too.
What's up?
I heard Lassie's looking for a new boyfriend.
Shut up, man.
No, I'm not kidding.
You know I'm with a bunch of bitches.
Yeah, I know, but this is Lassie. Okay, I'll stay out
Isn't
of it.
Lassie old as hell?
There's new ones.
Oh, from the reboot?
Yeah. Lassie, come on. You think that same collie from the 50s is sticking around today?
I don't know.
It's like Shamu. They just breed Lassies.
Could I fuck Shamu?
Morty?
I represent Shamu, and I think I could get this together.
Morty!
Still here. Yes. Yes, I can get Shamu.
We got to SeaWorld, and Morty's just standing in front of the whale tank.
Listen, I mean, I know he's not your type, but you got to get out there.
She just holds Scraps over the water.
Oh, God. Oh, God. My cash cow.
Scraps, what about those shoes? What about those shoes?
Scraps is dead. Scraps is dead. He's in the whale.
What's dead?
It's when something's no longer living. Listen, we should get out of here. All right. Huh? We should get the hell out of here.
I thought we had clearance.
We cut inside the whale. Hello.
Hey.
What are you doing in here?
Going through the digestive process. You
Good
new?
Am I new?
Are you new? Am I new?
You're new.
Oh. Shit.
Good luck getting out of here. Who's your agent?
We see this as Wishbone.
Well,
There's 4 Wishbones.
well, I just got thrown in here. I think it's sort of a sexual bargain.
You reached the tippy top and you wanted to fuck a whale, did you?
No.
Too close to the sun.
I didn't. Who are you?
I'm Comet from Full House. Remember me?
What? Does this whale specifically only eat TV dogs and parodies of real human characters as dogs?
Yes.
Were you guys all rep by Morty?
Yeah, I was ripped by Morty.
Yeah. That's by Morty.
Yeah.
We hear from the bowels of the whale. It's Lassie.
Lassie whistles?
Yeah. That's a little known fun fact from the show. That's Lassie whistling in the opening credits.
They should have sold that show around a whistling dog.
Come to Lassie, she wanna fuck.
All right, let's get into the meat part of the podcast. This is where we tell a meaty true story. And then we do improv comedy inspired by the story. Izzy, you're up first.
Okay.
Tell us your story.
Dateline. This story is sad.
That's okay.
And includes some sad parts, but I'm going to try and make it funny. So I studied abroad in Paris at the end of 2015, and it feels very shitty to complain about your study abroad semester in Paris, but it was very bad. It was just like Paris is great. It's a cool place. My program was abysmally planned, very poorly structured, and French people are bad.
You mean rude?
I mean that they're bad on the inside. I have French family, so I can say that. I don't know. I can be like wildly, generally xenophobic if I know people that live there. Right?
I'll be honest. I went to Paris in 2014.
If you say that they were kind to you, I'll leave.
No, they weren't. They were
Great.
the opposite.
Thank you so
of that.
much. Everyone always says, like, right after I say I hate the entirety of the French people, they're like, I went and they couldn't have been better to me. And I'm just like, don't talk to me.
A couple nice people, but there was definitely some like, definitely some not good. Like,
they're bad. I mean, like,
not as woke as you'd think. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, they're bad. Everyone was like, "Oh no, Nazis in America," and I was just like, "There are armed guards in front of every synagogue in Paris at all times."
Yeah,
and like, it's just like, I mean, just so much racism, but also like what they prioritize, like. I don't know. It's also hard to talk about French people without sounding like a dick yourself, because I was going to be like, oh, their intellectual priorities are just so improper. Anyway, so I was there for a couple months. It was my senior year of college, and I was there for the first semester. And basically I had academic workload that made it so that I like couldn't go outside. I just had like zero free time, was not having fun at all. And then so I was having a really bad time, but working really hard and like writing a lot. And then I had a long distance boyfriend at the time who I had been dating for like the majority of college. And my family flew him out to like come hang out with me while I was abroad. And we could like be in Paris together. And he came and we were having a good time. And then one night we were like, okay, we were like trying to go on trips and it just like didn't work out. And we were like, you know what we'll do? We'll go to a fucking soccer game, because he loves sports and I love soccer. And I was like, I haven't been able to get out to a game this whole time that I've been here. This is perfect. And we go to the game and it's like I was at like the edge of the city, like the southernmost edge of the city, but there was this like huge train line right outside my door that took you like all the way through the middle. It like cut the city in half and went all the way through. And so we could just take that train line all the way up to the Stade de France, which is like right outside the city. And it was so cool. It like they have all of these. So instead of having like all of the food vendors and stuff like that inside of the stadium like we're used to at Dodger Stadium or whatever, they have just like a line of people selling like insane awesome food. It was like the best night I had thus far, I think, in Paris. And this was like mid-November, so I'd been there for a couple of months already. And we were like eating all this great food, having so much fun. And it was like it was just France versus Germany, friendly game, no stakes, whatever. We go into the theater. We're in literally the back row, and the game starts and we're having so much fun. Like we have these huge French flags that we've acquired somehow, and we're like taking a bunch of pictures of me looking like E.T. And then we hear, sorry, you just like process horrible information in a way where you just can't have a laugh. We hear like this huge bang. And
That's where I thought this might be going.
For sure. And we were like, we're used to like American sporting venues. And I was like, where are the fireworks? Have fun. I was like, it's the beginning of the game. How are there already fireworks? And we were like, crazy. That fireworks went off. Can't see a dang sparkle. And then we're like, okay, whatever. And then another one happens. And it sounds like it's right behind us. And why did I pick this story?
No, this is definitely interesting. Yeah.
You guys are very tense.
No.
The only stories I could think of were like the most traumatizing things that have happened.
It's called The Meat. Seriously, you're not doing anything wrong.
Great.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for your validation. So the second one goes off and we start to like panic, because I was like, it sounds like a cannon, and it was right behind us, but nobody else was really freaking out at all. The players stopped for a minute, maybe. And I have severe anxiety, but this was like, I had like been going to therapy for a long time, but didn't have like, wasn't prescribed anything, and I just fully lose it. I'm like becoming incredibly panicked, and then my ex-boyfriend and I are like, let's get the fuck out of here. We just like had a feeling, even though nobody else was doing anything. And so we go down, and I'm speaking to a bunch of guards in French, and I'm going like, what's going on? We want to leave. Like, whatever's happening, we want to leave. And the guard that I was speaking to was just the Frenchest you can be, which at this point in my stint in Paris was not helpful, because also the way that I learned to cope with the French people being so shitty was to like scare them. Was like, I lived in New York for several years, so, and they like do all this shit where it's like you speak French to them and they can hear your accent and they just respond in English. And I always like, it'd always be like, oh, hey, can you help me do this thing? And then they would be like, I'm not playing your fucking game. I speak English. Here's how it's going to go. And then soon on in my like living there, I was sort of just like, actually, here's how it's gonna go, and would just like very aggressively speak French back at them to make it clear what was going on. Like I would just get so pissed off. It was like, no, this is the language we're speaking, fucko. And so that started to conspire between me and this security guard who was very nonplussed and very mellow and was just sort of like, do you know there is a game right inside you can watch? And I was like, listen, buddy, I have medicine that I need to take. A complete lie. I was like, my medicine isn't here, and I need to take my medicine or something very bad is going to happen.
Oh boy.
And he was like, all right, I see what you're trying to do. And whether or not this is true, you're not allowed outside. He was basically just like, here's what's up. We're on lockdown. You can't leave. And I was just like, me? No likey. And I just sort of spun out of control and was just like, get me out of here. And like was shaking and was just like, get me out of here. And we're the only people trying to leave. There are like a couple other people who are coming around being like, what's going on? And meanwhile, while we're having this conversation, 2 more of these bangs happen, just like at random. And he was like, and then more people started coming up being like, we assure you, you are safer in here than you are out there. And I was like, what is happening outside of the stadium? What are you talking about? And they were just like, TBH, don't know. I was just like, I've never freaked out to this degree. My boyfriend was being extremely calm and very helpful and truly such a scary glimpse into how I deal with bad situations. Before this, I thought that like I was a pro and would be able to deal with things like very well in a state of panic. Not the case. Though I do get very strategic, which is good. So that's happening. Meanwhile, we're like on Twitter, like trying to see what's going on. And people were just saying like, there are bangs outside of blah, blah, blah. But what we did find out was that after the first one, the first bang, the president, Francois Hollande, was at the game. They let him out of the stadium after the first bang. I was just like, now something is awry. I mean, they've escorted the president out. Also, the game is still happening. They're playing the game.
I don't remember that part. I remember seeing the footage of like the shaky camera over the soccer match and people being like,
yeah, it was like a really loud noise and they were like, what's that? Whatever. And then they just kept playing soccer. And so we basically just had to wait until they were like, okay, you're clear to go. And they did. I think that we got let out before the game ended. I don't remember, but France did win. Prescient.
They finished that game?
They finished the game. France won 2-0.
I don't remember that.
Prescient. And yeah, and so we left the stadium, and outside of the stadium was like chaos. It was like
really
very scary. It was a complete surprise too. That was like one of the scariest parts. It was just like, whoa, what the fuck happened out here? Kind of looked like the start of like an apocalyptic video game. Like there were children crying, and like broken glass and shit like that, and everyone was just like rushing towards the train, and the train turnstiles were open, so you could just go through. You didn't have to swipe your card or anything. And we got on the train, and then on the train, I think we got like Wi-Fi or something, and people started texting us being like, "Are you okay? What's going on? Like, where are you? Are you safe? Blah, blah, blah." Like people from America. My mom texted me. We still didn't know what was going on, but my mom texted me and said, Mark, which is my grandpa, said, she was like, Mark texted me and said, "There's some Muslim shit going on in Paris. Are you okay?" And I was just like, I don't know. And yeah. And then other people were like, "Are you okay?" And I was just like, "Mother, not the time." And then we got home, and that's when we learned everything that was going on, which was, I'm sure you're aware of the extent. But so we were at the tamest location of that evening. The only people that died were those 4 people with suicide bombs. But it was like... And I was just sitting there, very selfishly sort of being like, of course. Of fucking course. This is the goddamn straw with this fucking semester. And everyone I knew was fine, but I have French family, and they are extreme fatalists and very emotional. Like when the wildfires were happening here a couple months ago, we got emails from them being like, "I would offer my condolences on the fact that your city is burning, but the world too is on fire."
That's what the email said?
Yes. And so my aunt, there was a girl who... there was a victim from one of the attacks who was like a UCSB student or something. She went to school in California, and my aunt emailed me and was like, "I saw that an American student was one of the victims in the attacks. I can't help but assume that she was a friend of yours from Sarah Lawrence College in New York. And I can't imagine what you're going through." And I'm just like, you crazy bitch. I mean, how can you just continue to make this about us? She literally went to school in California. But I got to go home early, which was nice.
How early?
I went home like a week and a half after that, but I was the only person on my program that did. And I went home on Thanksgiving. And then I came home and had Thanksgiving with my family.
Yeah. Damn. I don't know. That's yeah.
I should have told my story first.
Or maybe not.
No, I don't know. I guess I've never. I've definitely never. I don't think I know anyone that was in Paris during that time. Maybe people I met the year before. Where did you live in Paris?
I lived in like a very residential part. It was the 14th. Do you know?
Kind of.
Yeah. It was by this like big park. It was sort of like a dorm situation. It was like a set of buildings that were specifically for foreign exchange students to like lodge there for semesters.
Was it like
terrible.
Eiffel Tower side or
no? It was not. It was not even
like.
It was like, so the Eiffel Tower is on like the west side.
Yeah.
Bastille is on the east side. This is center south.
Okay.
And like the like right before you're in like the suburbs.
I see.
Yeah. So I was in like the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
So you said you got to go home early. Was that like the school was like, how did that work?
Yeah, well, sort of, so the reason why the program was so bad was because they sort of just admitted everyone. And then like, not only did I have an insane amount of work, but like people were put in an advanced program that like couldn't speak the language. So they were like extremely fucked over. Like they were too stressed out about not being able to learn. Well, anyway, so I was in class. Everyone just sort of knew for some reason that I was at the soccer stadium. Like they had checked in with everyone and made sure that all of the students on the program were okay. And then like found out that I was there. I don't really know how, but I sort of became like the special one because I was the one who like went through something. And so they like paid a lot of attention to me after that. And so I was also like, not to toot my own horn, but I was one of like the best students in the program. I think just because I had been studying French for a really long time. And I went from being like the most talkative student in all of my classes to just silent.
Yeah.
Because I was just like scared. I was just like freaked out and was like really jumpy during class and shit like that. And then they called me into a meeting and they were like, "What's up?" And I was just like, the worst thing that's ever happened to me happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. And also I hated it here to begin with. And then they were like, "We don't want you to go." And I was like, I really want to go. And then Sarah Lawrence has these like really, we have something called Dons, which is sort of like your advisor.
But they chose mob language for some reason.
They did. It's apparently like a very bougie Oxford thing that we adapted, but it's just like my Don, Philip J. Swoboda, doctorate in Russian history. I wrote to my Don, Swobo, and Swoboner, as I sometimes call him. This is a 70-year-old man that we're talking about. I wrote to him and told him what was going on, and he was like, "I'm getting you home." And I was just like, oh my God. It was really nice. He was like, "You should not be there anymore."
Yeah.
And he like got me home, and he was like, "I will make and because I was scared about not finishing the semester. I was like, I gotta graduate.
Yeah.
And my work wasn't done. And he was like, "You'll be fine." And he like contacted the program, and he was like, "Send her home, figure out what you have to do."
Wow.
And I went home.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I also like after
To
my
the safe streets of New York City.
yeah. I know. I also like right when I got back home to LA, I was at my mom's, and then the San Bernardino shooting happened, and my grandpa from New York called and was like, "You're not safe in LA either. You gotta get out." And I was just like, this is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick, Grandpa. Yeah. And then second semester senior year was lit.
Yeah.
Great.
Had a good time.
Good.
There you go. Boy. Every time I think of that, I watched that. What's the documentary? The Eagles of Death Metal, the Bataclan thing.
Oh, did they make a documentary about it?
And like they have footage and stuff like that, and like they tell the story from sort of their point of view, and it is fucked up.
I do not want to see that.
Yeah, that whole time was fucked up. Even over here, just being like, Jesus Christ, I don't know.
Yeah.
When I got back, it was like I was expecting. I was like in therapy, and my therapist was like, do you have PTSD?" And I was like, I feel pretty cool.
Yeah,
I feel like pretty much great. But I've also been like, as much as I hated it, I like can't wait to go back to Paris. I like yearn for
Really?
it. Yeah.
Whoa.
which part?
It's just really lovely, like being there
Yeah,
with
is
all
a
the
pretty
terrible people and horrific experiences that one can have. I don't know. The food's just so dang good and so pretty.
I agree with that. I didn't have a bad time in Paris
Why were you there?
for vacation.
Sick.
I went on a vacation. We went to Paris, Ireland, and Budapest. So Paris was my girlfriend at the time's choice. I picked Ireland, and Budapest was like, who knows?
I went to Budapest by myself while I was abroad.
Yeah? Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, it's a cool city. And cheap.
Very cheap. And everything looks gold.
Yeah. Like old and gold, I would say.
It's like Budapest, the city of gold. That's my Hungarian.
Okay.
It's okay, I can do it. I'm Hungarian.
But yeah, Paris was like, once I just got over, like, people were kind of rude when they obviously could see I'm American because I'm kind of chubby and had a big beard at the time. Like, someone literally
If
stopped
you're not
me.
a
American.
wisp of a person, then they can tell you're not French.
Yeah.
I felt like Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Having like a little bit of meat on my bones. It was just like, who is this overweight porn star?
Who doesn't smoke?
It's not smoking. They were like, you're German? Everyone thought I was German.
That's kind of funny.
What did they say to you, Josh? Didn't they say something?
They said when I was walking down the street, a guy came up to me like, too masculine.
Whoa.
Shut the fuck up.
And I was like, I literally tweeted, like, I tweeted out, a man in France just said I was too masculine. I'm tweeting this so I never forget.
And you didn't leave? You didn't stay there for the rest of your life?
I should have, I guess. I don't know.
Do you
I was probably like wearing like little like shitty shorts like I am now and like like
know,
a
some
Packers
shirt
shirt.
with
They could
leaves
what's that?
Some shirt with leaves on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like those shirts with leaves on it. I don't know. Whatever.
Do you speak French? Were you able to, like, when you were there?
No.
Yeah.
But I've tried. I knew s'il vous plaît, and I knew bonjour, and I knew how to basically order stuff, which is all I really did. Most of them immediately started speaking English.
Yeah.
But the thing that they said is to try. But then they would almost be insulted when I tried.
Yeah. They hate it.
Yeah.
Speak French?
No, but I studied abroad in France too, and
Where?
I was in Paris. But I was there
Did
for
4 people blow themselves up?
not that I was aware of, but
Yeah, maybe.
but this was 2006. And I was there for an art history program, so I didn't speak any French. And I would walk into a place and I'd be like, "Je voudrais this." And like I would try, and,
And they
they'd
were like,
be like,
kill yourself.
"Don't do this to my language." Yeah, but
I'm like, oh, sorry, they don't make every movie ever in French, so I'm not really.
Bitch. That's right.
It's not really that familiar to me. I don't know if you know this. We don't live next door to a French-speaking country. It would almost be bougie of me to learn.
I mean, we do live next door to a French-speaking country.
What, Canada?
Yeah.
Not. I wouldn't say that's a country. If I want to go to one, if I want to go to one
say
part, no, Canada, but I mean like Quebec. One city speaks French. Better
don't all
just
signs
in
have to be
case.
in French? Don't they have to have every sign in French as a law in Canada?
I don't fucking know. I don't go to Canada.
Clearly,
I don't go to Canada.
We have so few international listeners as it is. We're burning our last bridges.
I'm just kidding. All right. Viva la France.
I'm talking real shit.
Improv!
Hey, bud.
hey.
I know this. Well, you're pretty chipper considering the circumstances.
sorry.
But no, I know that you saw your grandfather's passing was sort of coming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But he's a great man. Did a lot of charitable work. I know that you were close with him.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, global warming is going to devour us all, probably within our lifetimes or our grandchildren's lifetime. So, if you think of it that way,
Yeah.
we're sort of all doomed. So one man returning to the dust is inconsequential
Okay.
and really not. I feel like we could be utilizing this time together to talk about more important issues.
Okay, well, this time together is about one issue, just this funeral. So you could just
Yeah. I got
wow.
Gentlemen, hi. Sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering if I could offer you a finger sandwich.
I'll take a couple.
I've had a lot. No, thank you.
Oh, got it. Great.
I'll-
Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Yeah, and feel free. Yeah, just so
food.
you know, I have a brain tumor. So
Okay. I'm very
I know.
sorry.
So I know that your family member has passed, but
Yeah.
it could be worse. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think if one person could say, "I'm sorry for your loss," and just stop, I think that would be all.
So no finger sandwiches.
If I might, I don't mean to interject here, but some might say that your brain tumor makes you lucky.
I think about that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have to die in the fires.
Die in the fires.
Can you guys not have this conversation near me?
Can I get your number?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I am not interested in procreation for obvious reasons.
Oh, neither am I.
Okay.
I have my tubes tied.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Mine too.
Good to see you. It's good to see you guys. It was good
Thank
to
you
see
so much for hiring
so much.
me
you're
for
doing
this
great.
funeral.
The food is great.
Boy, this is about the
Wonderful.
most.
Have a good.
I felt something I haven't felt in a while there. And it's back down.
ding 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 ding.
This isn't a wedding, Charles. Although I guess I will kiss somebody.
I wanted to speak, okay? I just wanted to say,
Please.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Your grandfather was a great man. Truly a great man. And we bought a bench at the botanical gardens that we donated in his name.
Thank you.
And I set up this little projector. There's a video of a moose stuck in a swamp that gets sucked, bled dry by a bunch of mosquitoes on a time lapse.
What? Why is this playing right now?
Ding, 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 ding.
Can we? Okay. All right. Okay.
Who kissed?
We did.
I'm just saying, you never know how, there is
And
sadness
Charles, might I just say, what a beautiful plaque on there that mentions all of the hundreds of trees that were used to make this very bench in our grandpa's name.
Yeah.
What a lovely gesture.
Just a little perspective.
Yeah, we put him straight in the ground right where he belongs to try and, rejuvenate any part of this land that we can.
Yeah.
Did you use a coffin?
Of course not. Just dropped his body right there in a hole so he can be
What?
devoured by the world.
actually-
Give back.
Where's my grandfather's body?
He's in a hole.
Was he embalmed?
Of course not.
What's in this coffin right now?
Confetti.
What the fuck? Why did it spring out at me?
Confetti made from one of the most earth-harming factories.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know.
Something to think of when we gather in these spaces is that confetti's bad.
Confetti is very bad.
Guys,
But your father requested it.
everybody shut up the fuck up. Everyone shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Can we just talk about my grandfather for 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. There are other bad things in the world, okay? Yes. But this is an event just to honor the life of my grandfather.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
I'll say a couple of words.
oh my God.
I served with
thinks it
your
lasts.
father in World War II.
My grandfather, yes.
He was a brave man.
Oh my God. Were you guys in Okinawa together?
Yes, we were in Okinawa. And later on, outside of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Oh my God.
Did you know that the Prime Minister of Japan tried to surrender the war? And then the U.S. dropped 2 nuclear bombs on them anyways to make a statement.
Okay.
That's only secreted military stuff. Makes you wonder, though, what did we fight for?
Is that why you came here?
I've been thinking
He
about it.
literally hasn't spoken in 40 years.
All right. Great. Well, thank you for coming out. Thanks. Thank you, everybody. I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to call the funeral.
So, what part of Oakville, North Carolina are you from? You said you're from Oakville?
Yeah.
Yeah, so which part?
The southern.
Are you really from there?
Yeah, I'm from there.
Because like a lot of people say that they're from Oakville, but
I'm
then they
from
don't-
Oakville.
Okay.
Are you from Oakville?
Oh yeah. Born and raised.
Really?
City of Love.
Isn't that Philadelphia?
Yes. And Oakville.
Okay, yeah, I'm from there. I grew up on Birch Street.
Okay. Okay, sort of far from, like the center of the city.
Yeah, it is a little bit, I guess. I mean, Yeah, the grocery store wasn't walking distance, if that's what you mean.
Wow. The grocery store wasn't walking distance for you? It was walking distance for me.
That's great.
I walked there
Okay.
every day to buy food. To buy Oakville's finest pickles.
Oh, I didn't know Oakville made pickles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just feel like it's weird that you're saying you're from Oakville when, it's just like there's so many tourists here. So many people that come in, try and say they're from Oakville, try to be special. And, it's my hometown. I don't want
it's
anybody.
my hometown, too. Don't you think we should be connecting over this and you shouldn't be making me feel like a piece of shit?
Wow, I guess you are from Oakville.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So where'd you go to elementary school?
King Murphy.
Wow.
What?
No. I went to Queen Murphy.
Okay. That's
all right.
The charter school.
Who had the Pilsner?
I did.
You
Okay.
did.
And then the vodka soda. Here you go. Have you guys had a chance to look at the menu or?
A little bit. Maybe
Sorry to
maybe we
interrupt.
could
You
get
guys are
some,
really
no, that's okay. Thank you. Maybe some fried pickles.
great.
A little Oakville
Oh my God.
callback.
Oh,
Don't do this.
What am I doing?
Listen, if we were in New York, we wouldn't get pizza.
Yes, we would. Wouldn't we?
I will have the clam chowder
clam chowder. Great. Okay. Yeah, I'll get you cup or a bowl.
cup.
Great.
I guess I'll have the fried pickles.
As your entree.
Oh, I thought we were doing starters.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you think that a cup of clam chowder was my entree?
All right. So just that to start. I'll come right back.
Wait, I think I've seen you before.
Yeah, I'm a local guy.
You're local?
I'm local.
Where'd you? Oh my God! Where'd you grow up?
Oakville.
Shut up! I recognize you.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Luther?
Yeah.
He sits down.
Luther?
Not on my lap.
You're a celebrity.
Well, you dunk a basketball and smash the backboard at one high school game,
Oh
and everybody's
my gosh! Yes,
Luther.
that was it. Luther. Oh my gosh! Hey, do you recognize this guy? Because he's telling me that he's from Oakville. Said he went to King Murphy,
I did.
King Murphy.
right?
It's an elementary school.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember
The
a
three
lot
of us are from a small town. Why are you two treating me like I'm a turd?
Because we haven't seen you. You just don't seem like you're from Oakville.
Yeah,
You
you
have
seem like
big-
you're like from right outside Oakville.
Yeah, there's like right on the outside.
I'm
Like
from
if you
Oakville.
drive to like the end of Cedar.
Yeah.
it drives to
Where
the-
that tree that looks like a Y.
Yeah,
is?
it's like when you go past the tree, it's like you're not in Oakville anymore.
What am I doing?
What are you
Yes,
doing
you
here?
are. Yes, you are.
No.
Yes.
But it just like feels like you're not in Oakville.
There's no other
Are
town
you
for
growling?
40 miles. I'm not growling. You just have pretentious big city attitudes, and we all came from a small town.
Well,
I went to Oakville. I used to work at the movie theater,
which one?
the Elvis Cinemas.
Oh, that was the bad one.
Yeah, the bad.
That was the bad one.
What's
It's-
it?
Listen, it's not our fault that we treat our beautiful small town like a big city. Okay,
Why are you both crying? I'm getting picked on, and you should be working.
Oh yeah, I gotta put your order in real quick.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Honestly, come
Good.
back.
Oh yeah, so good to see you.
Stop.
Don't hold hands. Stop it.
Honestly, stop.
You stop.
Go.
Do you want to come put this order in with
What?
me?
I can't. I don't have any servers experience.
Okay.
I do.
Oh yeah, what kind?
I worked at the Oakville diner.
You're sweating a lot.
This date's making me nervous. I thought this will be a
Okay.
slam dunk because we went to the same town. We'll have a lot to talk about.
Okay, well, maybe let's just not talk about Oakville because we obviously don't hold it to the same standards.
Great. Let's talk
Bonjour. Pierre, you done with your date?
No, not yet.
You're
Hi.
not done.
Hi,
Pronto, s'il vous plaît.
I'm Katie.
Bonjour.
Are you mad at me?
It's my friend Pierre. I'm sorry.
No, you are Pierre. I'm Claude. What is this?
I'm on a date. What are you doing here?
Is this your dad?
Dad.
It's my friend. He's clearly French.
Okay. Sorry.
He's clearly French. We are French. we are visiting.
Oh,
We are. What
Pierre,
are you? What?
you're French?
Are you ashamed of being French?
I thought you were from Oakville.
I am from Oakville.
You are. But we went around today and got a cheat sheet of
Oh my
facts.
fucking god. This is the third time this has happened to me on a date, for real.
Fine.
Oopsie days.
Oh,
Nobody
I
likes
wanted to meet a nice small town American girl,
Are you some more the KGB, honestly?
but I am French.
Hi. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. I couldn't help. Hi. I'm sitting in section. I'm in the mezzanine.
Yes.
Row Z seat.
Yeah.
2. Yeah. I'm just trying to get out of the. I'm trying to get out of the stadium here. I saw Vice President Mike Pence hurriedly rushed out.
Okay.
That scared me. I'd like to be taken wherever he went.
Okay. He, what the vice president is up to is, don't let that worry you. I assure you, you're fine.
He was on the jumbotron at the moment, and I saw someone come up, whisper something,
Yeah.
make a lot of hand flapping motions, and I saw Mike Pence's eyes go wide open,
Yeah.
and then he was rushed out.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm here. Okay, I'm here alone, but I'm concerned about my own well-being.
Okay.
Where do they take?
You're fine. Look, the vice president's got duties as the vice president of the United States. You are a guy who came to a soccer game by himself. You're fine. You and everybody else here is fine. He's got his presidential duties. What is for the president is not for you, or even the vice president.
Well, do you know much about the chain of succession?
I do. I know a little bit about it. I know president, vice president,
And then,
speaker of the house.
okay. All right.
Are you speaker of the house? You don't know. I've seen Paul Ryan. You don't seem like speaker of the house.
I'm not Speaker of the House.
Okay.
What happens after that?
There's, I think it's the majority whip.
Can you guys stop talking? I'm trying to watch the soccer game.
Good idea. We should maybe just watch the soccer
Sorry.
game.
I'm sorry.
Hey, just wondering, was Vice President Mike Pence here?
He was.
Where'd he,
He was,
go?
but he was. He had to rush out.
Where'd he go?
Not important. It could be anything.
Did he get Hamiltoned again?
Did he get Hamilton? Did he get booed and ask questions at Hamilton? No. Oh, nobody booed him. He just had.
Where'd he go?
It doesn't.
Why does he want to be the same place as us?
It's not that he doesn't want to. He just had duties that called. It could be as simple as something as diarrhea.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Take me
God.
where the vice president is.
Wait, you want to go to where the Vice President's having diarrhea?
Okay. Hey, I didn't say it was diarrhea. B, you would
Thank
want
you.
if
Thank you
if
for
he
getting
was-
this information
No,
out.
I was
Wow,
giving an
Mikey
example.
Pence, diarrhea in
No,
his pants.
I was giving an example of something that could happen. Doesn't
What,
mean
he
that
doesn't
he
like Seattle rain. The Seattle rain. Lady soccer game of Seattle.
I think he enjoys them just fine.
Not
My
enough
point
to
is,
keep. Not enough to keep the shit in his butt. That's for sure.
Oh my
that's not what's
God.
happening. It could be
Hey,
happening.
Teresa.
No.
Teresa. She's coming back this is my lady. She come back from the bathroom. Mike Pence,
Yeah.
remember how Mike Pence was here at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
He shit his pants.
No,
You're
that's
kidding.
not what happened.
He shit his pants. That's why he's not here anymore.
No,
That makes sense to me.
I said he.
we should find him.
Yeah, thank you, Teresa.
Yeah, let's go get him.
Let's no. You wanted to watch the soccer game.
Did one of these
Hey, I'm gonna
Seattle
stay.
fuckers at the vending machines serve Vice President Pence some kind of gay nachos or
Hey, Teresa,
gay cake? I'm just saying. You know that.
Oh, she's not a homophobe, but she's right. If he was served gay cake, he'd probably shit his pants like liquid.
No.
Shoot right through
The
him.
vice president was not served gay cake.
You work for him?
How do you know?
I wouldn't
His
even
buddy?
know. I don't know how to make a cake gay, and I don't know how that would.
Oh, I bet you do.
I bet you do.
We're not homophobes, but we know you know how to do that.
Okay, look, I don't know. It could have been diarrhea. It just maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
what
he had
else
to
could
talk
it
to,
have been?
I don't know. He could have had to talk to the prime minister
Of
What?
Canada.
oh, get me in this room.
Oh my God!
You don't belong
Shitting
in that room.
himself with
No.
Justin Trudeau.
We're taking shitting himself off the table.
I bet you eats gay cake like it's
Stop.
apple pie on the 4th of
Teresa,
July.
What does that
Teresa.
mean?
I don't know.
He
anymore,
loves gay
babe.
cake.
I don't know, babe.
I'm so glad I met you too.
We don't even serve
Yeah, what's
cake
your
here.
Oh yeah,
I'm Alex.
Yeah, Alex. I swear to God, you look like Paul Ryan.
All right. Okay. Cat's out of the bag. Hi. Yes, I am.
You're Paul Ryan?
I am Speaker of the House. Paul
You
Ryan.
probably know more than I do. What are
They
you doing?
cut me out. Okay, they don't tell me anything now.
Okay, well then you should at least know that he didn't eat gay cake and had diarrhea. If he had
Paul
diarrhea,
Ryan.
he'd just use
Hey,
a
Paul
bathroom
Ryan.
in the stadium.
Paul Ryan, do
Yes.
you eat any of that gay cake?
I hope not.
Did you,
You hope
eat
not.
cake at this game?
I had a lot of cake.
Where? Where'd you
the
get
cake
it?
vendor.
What cake vendor? There
Oh,
should
the
be a cake vendor.
machine, babe.
There's a cake vending machine?
Right, that's what you
Yeah.
said.
Cake vendor machine.
Cake vendor machine.
Don't eat cake out of that. That would definitely
Why?
make you sick. Because cake needs to be fresh. You can't buy it in a.
Go,
Vending
hey,
machine?
why don't you and your friend Paul Ryan go find your friend Mike Pence and clean up his ass?
Please.
And
I saw Mike
don't need
Pence
to
on the
go.
screen. A man whispered in his ear.
She saw Mike Pence on the screen.
A man whispered in his
Listen to
ear.
her.
His eyes bugged out like he said, "Gay cake."
And like his pants filled with
His pants
ass
filled with
sauce.
liquid ass sauce.
that's what you saw happen?
Yeah, she
Then
saw.
you maybe know
She
more.
What else
texted
could it have
me- She
been?
live texted me while she was out waiting for the bathroom. Did you have some ass sauce, babe?
Huh?
You have some ass sauce?
I'm not a homophobe, so I eat gay cake.
Yeah, homophobes don't have ass sauce.
So
When we eat gay cake,
It's fine.
eating regular
Yeah,
cake.
yeah, we ate the same cake that Mike Pence ate, the same gay cake.
We call it
so
cake.
you all ate cake.
No,
We
it's
call it
okay.
cake, you homophobe.
Yeah. Paul Ryan's not a homophobe.
I'm many things.
Call Mike Pence.
Please, that's
if anybody,
please.
Paul Ryan could call him. I assure you, it's probably nothing. Maybe it's an issue of national security. Maybe it's nothing.
Oh
No,
my God.
that could mean any number of things. It could just mean a vote in the House.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
Or Mike Pence's asshole just blew up.
Yes.
Okay. It's not Mike Pence's asshole. Do you realize how absurd that is? That he's so homophobic he ate what sounds like just cake. And it gave him diarrhea because of something
Recapping
he
what
thought
we
it was.
already know.
He
given
thinks cake is
circumstances.
gay? I don't know.
This slowly fades into the security guard being interrogated by two CIA operatives. Say it again.
Say what again?
Your theory about the cake.
I don't have a theory.
Who set up the vending machine? Who
I don't know.
slipped
Those-
Mike Pence gay cake?
What section of the stadium were you working in again?
I was working in section. Oh boy, Z. I was in Z. The section Z.
Row
ZZ.
22. Right above the location of the explosion.
Yes.
We're told,
Mm-hmm.
which did happen inside of a bathroom facility.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to say about that?
What kind of explosion was it?
Wouldn't you like to know?
It wasn't.
It's a slide on the wall. This is the president's asshole. The vice president's asshole. Sorry, wrong slide.
God damn it.
Sorry, this is a big file.
Jeremy, if you mistakenly show one more person Donald Trump's asshole, our ass is grass.
I'm sorry, it's right next door.
Why don't you pull up the slide of our assholes next to each other? Why don't you? Show the man.
We cut to the Oval Office. President, your asshole has been compromised.
What?
We're going to need to get in. The American. It's been leaked. People know what your asshole looks like.
Hey, did you hear that? President's asshole is leaking.
If my asshole leaked, I wanted it to be leaked, and it's good. I wish people wish they had an asshole
Hey,
leaked like
babe,
mine.
Teresa, this is the best fucking tour of the White House. The goddamn president's asshole is leaking. Probably.
I like it.
You like it?
We cut to Twitter, just like a whole page is just pictures of the asshole. Like, quit shaming the president's asshole. Like,
There's like
is this
pictures
the
of it
asshole
like
of
a
president?
tinier asshole, and people are like, "That was photoshopped. He doesn't have a tinier asshole."
There's a picture of Hillary's asshole. It looks way more presidential.
Lock her up.
All right, we're back. Mike.
Yes.
Oh, first, Izzy, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, thank you so
That
much.
was great.
Yeah, definitely unique. Holy cow. Mike, you're up.
Cool. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to talk about like a relationship that I had that back when I lived. I'm from the East Coast. I used to live I grew up in New Jersey. And I lived in New York, and this is sort of a story about, I guess, like, I don't know. It's just a bizarre story that happened during this relationship that was like failing. And I was trying to think of a more encompassing narrative about that, but it might just be this. But yeah, so after college, I graduated in like 2007, and it was like right at the beginning of the recession. Finally got a job at a book publisher, where I met this girl the first day. We both started the same day. And I'll say her name was Lisa. That's dumb. Okay. We met the first day, and we both liked each other like immediately. Like, she was cool. She was very smart. She wanted to be a poet. And I was kind of kicking around the idea. I wanted to be a writer back then, but I didn't have the balls to like admit to that. And I met this girl, and she was like, "I'm going to be a poet." And I was like, "Oh, okay. If you can be a poet, I could be like a fiction writer."
You can.
Well, yeah. I mean, just that anyone would have the audacity to be like, "I'm going to be a poet." I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Didn't even think that was happening anymore. But
What do you think the hierarchy of improbable writing jobs is? You know what I mean? Like, I think you're not wrong at like putting poet above writers. Like, well,
yeah. Well, because there's like 5 people who are successful enough poets that they're selling their poetry pays for their life, probably.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, like cartoonist.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I think memes kind of took away anybody's like Sunday Funnies job. Like, memes are just Far Side cartoons.
Bring
Or like
back
the death
funnies.
of print. Probably took away people's Sunday Funnies job.
Or memes. Either way.
There was a thing online the other day that was just like typing, like you did like a typing game, and that was, someone called it a meme. Sorry.
What do you mean?
What's in a meme?
Like a meme could be like a popular thing at the moment, right?
I thought it was an image.
I think that is a
that
meme, but a meme is also a broader thing of something that is like a viral sort of
Oh.
sensation.
Oh.
I'm going to become a meme writer.
So like a catchphrase can be a meme.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeesh.
Anyway,
Haikuist.
Haikuist.
I'd put that.
That'd be hard.
An improviser trumps them all.
Professional.
Money, 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 money.
Okay.
but anyway, she was really cool and she was smart and like she was great. But so we started dating, and then I remember things weren't going well at a certain point, so we were like, I remember being like, we should move in together. That'll fix this. So we moved into New York City together, and she's going to grad school at Sarah Lawrence.
Shut the fuck up.
All right.
Wow.
Getting her MFA. I was getting my MFA.
In poetry.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I probably know her poetry teachers.
I bet you do.
Give me your number.
Well, no, we're still cool.
Let's
we're
hear
still
how
cool.
this story
Yeah.
ends.
This story, yeah. This is just like details, I guess. But and I was going to grad school in another school, getting my MFA. But yeah, things weren't. We were just growing apart. You know, became roommates essentially. I tried everything. You know, I bought a cat. I was like, this will fix this relationship.
Jeez Louise.
I was 25, 24.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I was appropriately stupid at that time. But yeah, we lived in this like cool apartment that was like above a pizza shop in New York City, and like it always smelled like, you know, garlic in there. It was really nice. But yeah, things were not going well. I remember that being like, this is not good. Things are sort of falling apart. And I remember one night I was there alone, and she was out. And previously there had been some guys who had moved in above us, a couple floors above us. And I remember seeing them like walk up the fire escape, which is like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, you're not supposed to go out on the fire escape. And I was kind of like, who are these guys? So one night I'm just there alone in the apartment, and I hear like dripping coming in. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I like look, and there's water dripping down one of the walls. And then a bookshelf that's in our bedroom falls off of like, I don't think it was in the studs. I think it was just in like the drywall or whatever, but it fell because it had gotten wet on the inside. And this bookshelf like fell to the ground. I was like, what the hell's going on? So I open up the door, and I see water in the hallway dripping. And then I hear the girl above me scream and be like, what's happening to my apartment? And so now at this point, everyone in the apartment building is coming into the hallway and being like, what's going on? There's water leaking into all of our apartments. So I walk upstairs to the highest apartment and I see water is just pouring out from underneath this one apartment. And I was like, what the fuck? We're like pounding on the door. Eventually, like we called like the fire department, called the landlord. So the landlord shows up, and she
Not the fire department.
yeah, not yet.
Classic.
We deal with fire.
Sounds like the opposite of fire.
So the landlord gets there, and she can't get in the door either. And oh no! Before the landlord got there, I remember we were just kind of running up and down the stairs, being like, "What is happening? What's going on here?" And I heard a door open, and then someone's coming down the stairs. I'm like, "Oh, this must be someone up there." So I go to the hallway, and it's clearly a homeless woman. Like, she's got bare feet, dirt, like she's holding all these bags. And I'm like, what the hell? And her feet are making wet footprints as she walks. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, was this woman in there? Is this, what's going on? Is this like, are squatters living in this apartment above us? And, so yeah, eventually the landlord does come, and she has to like go through someone else's apartment, go in the fire escape, climb into this apartment where the water's coming out of. And at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, this is settled. I don't need to be involved anymore. But I remember like I peeked my head in the door when she had opened it, and I saw it looked like living just like trash. It was just like there was like trash strewn about, not a lot, but a little bit. There was no furniture really, and there was a guy naked, face down on the floor, alive, I think, and then another guy sleeping, just passed out, and then water is just pouring out of the sink and like the tub. And I'm like, what the hell? There's legit squatters living up in here. Like, what the hell? How did this happen? So at this point, I'm like, I don't feel safe. This is all fucked up.
What part of New York were you living in?
Upper East Side. It was like
Oh my God, where?
85th in New York.
My grandpa lives on 77th in New York.
My friend lived over there too. And I always stayed during DCM anyway.
Yeah, it's a nice little area.
Yorkville?
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, I remember going downstairs just being like, what the hell is happening? I walk outside the apartment, and the pizzeria, their alarm's going off because water's been pouring into the pizzeria. And I see a car there that's, an unmarked cop car, but you can tell. And like, there's two guys sitting in there, clearly police officers in plain clothes. And I walk up to them and I'm like, hey, you guys cops? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, hey, some crazy shit's happening in my apartment building right now. I think there's like these squatters living in this apartment and they flooded it. And I was like, I feel like I called the fire department. They're like, yeah, okay. I was like, I feel like you guys should come in and just be cops right now. And, and so eventually like they kind of get up and they're like, all right, okay, let's go in. Like they clearly don't want to get involved. They go up there. I see them walking into that apartment. I'm like, okay, this is all set now. We're all settled. And then like the fire department comes and they like, I don't know what they're doing. There's a ton of people in this apartment above me at this point. And I kind of just was chilling in my apartment with the door open, just trying to listen to what's happening. And eventually I hear all these footsteps going down the stairs. All the cops and all the firefighters are leaving. And I'm like, whoa, guys, hang on. What's going on? What's I'm like, did you kick those guys out? And they're like, they live here. And I was like, what? I was like, yeah, they just moved in. They showed us their lease. They're legit. I'm like, well, what the fuck happened here?
Not very good tenants.
And they're like, yeah, apparently they got drunk watching the Michigan-Ohio State game, came home, passed out with the water on. I was like, what? Like that? Okay. And then they're all the cops are just trying to get out of here. They're like, this is done. We don't care. And I remember I'm standing down in the lobby of my apartment building and like cops and firefighters are just trying to leave and like they're pulling the door shut behind them. And I'm like, wait. Okay. That makes a little bit of sense. What about the old homeless woman I saw who came out of that room with wet feet? How does she factor into this? And the one cop like looks back at me. He goes, she was probably being paid to have sex with them. Disgusting though that may seem to someone like you. Oh. And then he closed the door and left. And I was like,
was he
what?
Tony Curtis?
I don't know. And then and then my girlfriend came home later that night and I was like, oh my God, listen to this story. This is wild. It doesn't even make sense. I don't fully understand it still. And she came in and she looked at the bookshelf that had fallen and she was like, oh, what happened to the bookshelf? And I'm just like, really? Like that's what I just had this whole experience. But yeah, so that was a strange event that happened.
Wow.
I have other stories that are sort of intense involving this relationship, but if that's enough, we can stop there too.
Yeah, I don't know. Was that the beginning of the end of it?
Oh, that was one part. Yeah, it's a different moment in time, but I'll just get into it. So with this same girlfriend later, we're going to one of her best friend's wedding. Another girl went to Sarah Lawrence, getting her MFA in poetry. So our relationship.
I bet those vows were awesome.
Hell yeah.
They were magical. So we're in this bullshit relationship, driving to Delaware for a wedding. We've all been there, being like, "What are we doing? We're not a thing.
We've been like, someone's got to move out.
Yeah,
Yeah, just prolonging it as long as possible.
Yeah,
but we hadn't talked about it yet. But so we're going to our best friend's wedding, and we're driving from New York City to Delaware. And we took the train back to my parents' house in New Jersey, and they let me borrow one of their cars to drive that down. And so we're driving, and it's like late October, November, and it's raining the whole ride. And we're on 95, just going to Wilmington. I don't know, somewhere in Delaware. And eventually the rain turns over to like slush and like freezing rain and like, yeah, just full on sleet. And we're on 95. It's like, 5 lanes in both directions, tractor trailers all around us. And everyone was going like 75, 80, just the speed of traffic. And I remember looking up and seeing like brake lights coming up. So I tapped on the brakes and the wheel started turning itself. And I did what you're not supposed to do. I overcorrected, which, you naturally just do it. And so the car like spun this way, like turn this way, turn that way. And then we did 2 complete 360s on I-95 at like 70 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Somehow hit nothing. I remember sliding to a stop
Bless you.
next to like a concrete wall, facing the wrong direction on an on-ramp. And like the car just like stalled out, turned itself off, and everyone around us has like come to a stop, and it's just kind of like, holy shit. And then of course they just started going again. And I remember we're just sitting there, and she like turned to me and she's like, we're okay. She's like, I'm going to start crying now. And I was like, okay, that's fine. You start crying. And then we just kind of drive in silence for a while. And we're getting to the wedding, and we're just kind of like shaking. And then she's like, so when we get there, don't tell anyone that this happened. Okay. This is her special day. We can't be the biggest story about tonight. And I was like, are you fucking serious? I can't tell. This is the closest I've come to death. I can't even talk about it at this wedding. And she was like, please don't tell anyone about this. Don't tell Catherine, whatever you do. Yeah. And then later that night, my parents called me and they were like, did the car get stolen? And I was like, what? Because their car had low jack in it. And if you move, the car moved while it was off because we skidded while the car was off for so long. They're like, LoJack told us that the car was moved.
Whoa.
And I was like, holy shit. And I was like, nope, nothing happened. Everything's been fine. Didn't tell my parents about it at all.
You said not to tell anyone at the wedding, not your parents.
Well, I didn't want to tell my parents. I was like, I'm somehow alive. We're fine. We don't need to talk about it. But I think that after that death spin, I was kind of like, we need to talk about this.
I don't want to die with you.
Well, just once you have a moment like that, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, this is all right. Life is an on and off switch. It could go very quickly.
Yeah.
Might as well be honest.
You almost died on your way to a wedding. Neither of you were invested in being dates for each other.
But yeah, it all worked out.
Yeah.
She published her book of poetry. Okay.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's one of the 5.
Yeah, she's one of the 5.
I'm talking real shit.
Improv!
Jeez Louise, Claudia, you seem pretty shaky. You seem, what's up? You're not really enjoying the rest of the time with the rest of the wedding party.
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about it, so...
What?
Just go on. Go on. It's your day. It's your day.
No, what is... well, excuse me? You said that almost spitefully. No, what's the matter?
No. I'm so happy for you. This just has nothing to do with me. Oh, God. Oh, God,
We
no.
flashback. She was in a car and it spins twice. Like a big iron beam like comes swinging through the car and nearly takes her head off.
Oh, it just missed my head.
2 motorcycles come by and they're shooting guns back and forth.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Flashback to the wedding.
Oh, I'm good. I'm honestly good. I'm really good.
It doesn't seem like you're good.
No.
That was 3 minutes of your eyes just flickering in your head, and you're sweating
When's
now.
my speech? When's my maid of honor speech? When do I get to do
during
it?
the dinner, like always.
Okay, great.
Are you sure you're okay? Do you need a drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, drink sounds great. You know what? You stay right here. I'm going to get us a drink, and I want you to tell me your favorite part of your wedding so far.
Okay.
Okay?
That sounds great.
She walks towards the open bar and stops.
A waiter almost comes by. 2 waiters come by and like their trays come a little close to her.
She's just absolutely still in the middle of the dance floor.
One of the waiter's trays gets hit. A knife comes careening past her face. He sticks in the wall.
She goes,
Jesus Christ, Teddy! That was fucking crazy. I told you to put the oyster knives on the...
Hey, this isn't our day.
All right,
she goes into the fetal position, calling for her mom. Mommy!
Whoa, check it out. The maid of honor's fetusing. Selfie.
No, kids.
Oh my God,
No, kids, take a picture with the bride.
Oh my God, are you okay? Can I help you?
I'm fine. Don't pay attention to me. I'm nothing. I'm worthless. Get away from me.
Chicken dance.
Oh God, all of the chickens on the highway. Oh God.
Chickens on a big truck going to careen, hit off the top of her car. 2 guys on a motorcycle dressed in chicken suits. Now in her imagination.
Forget all of this is happening. Forget it for Christina.
All these people with their arms interlocked are swinging wildly around. Wait! A toddler goes flying through a pane of glass.
Wait, this wedding is traumatic now too.
Johnny, this isn't about you. Get up and do the dance.
Quick, I've got to find a single man to sleep with at the end of this night so that everything seems normal. You!
Hello? Hi.
Jesus Christ, Reggie.
Listen, man.
You!
This one's
Flirt with me
served
so
up.
everything seems okay.
Yeah, okay.
You! Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from I'm from around here.
How close by? About 2.5 hours out. That stretch of highway. No, Claudia, no.
Hey, listen, you're really cute, but are you okay? Are you all right?
Yeah. I'm quirky. Let's dance.
We cut back to the bride just patiently waiting for her drink. She'll be back. Cut back here.
Somebody play Little John. Play Little John.
Okay. From the window to the wall.
Oh yeah, everything's normal.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I just get so hyped at weddings.
Cool. Well, I do marketing.
Oh God.
We go into his brain. We just see him at his desk, like listening to his like annoying coworker babble on about the New York Jets.
Listen, I don't care. What were you going to say, Jesse?
I was going to ask if you thought it might be their year.
It's never their year. They're the Jets, okay?
I was going to say, I don't care if the owner's a goddamn Trump supporter. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I gotta get a new job.
Cut back in here. He's shaking.
Oh my God. Honestly, this is so rude of you because it's Christina and Tom's day. Honestly, you need to get it the fuck together.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just keep dancing harder.
Okay.
Skeet, motherfucker.
Oh shit, Christina's drinks. Fuck. Christina! I'm waiting.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Sorry. What can I get for you?
I'll have 2 double 7s and 7s.
Double 7 and 7, huh? Okay.
Are you okay?
I can.
We go in his brain. He's at a craps table.
Here we go.
So, man, you think you're going to take both of your motorcycles out on the highway tonight and
I feel
trail them
good.
behind that chicken truck
I
driver?
feel good about tonight.
All right, well, just make
gotta-
sure if you see anybody in the process that you don't bring it up to them if you see them at a vent afterward.
All right.
7.
Oh.
That's bad news.
No!
Come back here.
Hey, you look sort of familiar.
Me?
A chicken feather falls out of his beard.
Listen, something happened on the way over here.
It's Christina's day. It's Christina's day. It's Christina's day. She shits herself.
Liquid poo.
We go back into his head, and he's ordering a cake from a vending machine.
All right, I'll just get one cake.
Here's your gay cake.
Huh? Well, I already bought it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the Meet Improv.
Yay!
Yeah, thank you so much.
That was
Thank
really
you for
fun.
playing with us.
Izzy, got something to plug?
Yeah, I got a fun show August 4th called Mom-Prov Presents Family Therapy. My mom, grandma, and I are hosting it.
Whoa, that's awesome.
And then we're gonna do improv.
That's incredible.
It's August 4th, UCB Sunset, 7 p.m.
Great.
Awesome.
before my grandma goes to sleep.
Oh, Jesus.
Normal
Took that
sleep.
the wrong way. Normal sleep.
Normal sleep.
Normal sleep.
Before we put my grandma to sleep.
See Mess Hall Sundays at 7 o'clock at the Inner Sanctum, my team Bordeaux. Every first and third Wednesday, my team I'm Susan hosts an indie show at the Clubhouse. And every fourth Wednesday at 8, my PAC sketch team plays at the PAC Theater. Also, August 23rd, 9:30, go see Dick Cannon Wins the Lottery. I'm not involved with this show, but Corey's my roommate, and I love those guys. Yeah, that's it.
Great.
Well, Mike, Amanda's my roommate, and I've never once plugged her show, so...
And she did walk through during this,
Yes,
too.
so go see Dick Cannon Wins the Lottery.
And Matt Apodaca is my roommate. So go see Pony, and I believe he's in the greatest concert ever on the
That's
20th.
great. Yes. And while you're at it, check out We're Gross with Gilly the third Thursday of the month at UCB Franklin. And Monda Green, a Herald team.
Excellent. I'm at Mr. Josh Simpson on Twitter. You can find out all the things I'm pissed off about there. The Meet Improv is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We are going to Europe, Iceland, London, Scotland, Berlin, perhaps Munich, perhaps not Munich. If you're in Munich, start a rumble for get it going. But maybe you can just come to Oktoberfest with us. Oh yeah, great. So if you want information on that, check out any of those social sites. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time on the Meet Improv.
Been a Boardwalk Audio podcast. For more information and shows, visit boardwalkaudio.com. Don't forget to rate and subscribe now.